Hello and welcome to Spirit Among Us. As well as having burdens in our lives, we also have pain. Let's face it, we live in a fallen world. We live in a world that is imperfect. We wish that life would all be happiness and peace and joy all the time, that we could just live our lives like we're soaring through the air, but that's just not the case. Yes, we have Jesus, and we have His perfect peace, but that doesn't mean we're spared of all pain. It's part of this world that we live in, and sometimes it isn't God's will to just take that pain away. Sometimes God doesn't want to remove the pain and suffering from our lives because He has another purpose for us. And when that's the case, when it's not God's will, it's because He has something much better planned. But even when we are in the midst of that pain, God doesn't want us to feel alone. God doesn't want us to face our pain alone. He wants us to know that He is by our side, and He wants to give us a real focus. Romans chapter 8 verse 18. For I consider that the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed to us. When it comes to facing pain, when it comes to facing suffering in our lives, God wants to remind us of the truth. The suffering we see in front of us now, no matter how bad it is, no matter how bad the pain we are facing is, it is not even worth comparing to the future glory we will find in Jesus Christ. Now that is a beautiful thought. I mean, truly, this verse just demonstrates how amazing it will be to stand in the presence of God, to stand face to face with Jesus Christ Himself. That no matter how bad the pain is that we are facing here, it can't even compare with what we will find when we are in His presence. When we get to the end of our lives, when we see Jesus face to face, we will realize that all the struggling and all the pain was worth it. Not only was it worth it to be with Jesus, but that suffering can't even be compared to the glory of Jesus Himself. So in this way, God wants to give us rest in our pain by reminding us of the truth and by reminding us of the hope that we have in Him. We have hope of something so much greater than anything else. And God wants to give us rest in reminding us of that. But in addition to this, God also wants to remind us of His nearness in the midst of our pain. Psalm chapter 34 verse 18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. There is a special nearness we can find in the midst of brokenness. When we are facing pain, when we are facing suffering in our lives, when something hurts us, God is close to us in a new way. And what I want to remind us of alongside this is that God is always available for us. When the pain is too much to bear, when we've seen the worst of the suffering and we can't go on, Jesus is there as our source of comfort. He is near to us in those moments, and He wants to give us rest. He wants to be our escape from that pain. When we face hardship, it should lead us to Jesus. We should run to Jesus as our helper and as our rest. Here's the fact. He's the only one that can give true rest, and He can give it in the midst of any and all pain and suffering. So whatever you're going through today, whatever pain you're facing today, and whatever pain you may face in the future, run to Jesus. Run to Jesus as an escape from that pain, as relief from that pain, and as true rest from that pain. Thank you for watching, and God bless.